The helicopter landed in the heart of Antarctica, where the freezing cold cut through the explorer's skin. Harris, the team leader, adjusted his goggles as his companions gazed at the vast whiteness surrounding them. The expedition's purpose had been shrouded in secrecy from the start, fueled by strict government orders and sealed envelopes that were to be opened only at the designated time. The official objective: to study geological anomalies. But Harris and the team knew that was just a cover. Since their arrival, they had been detecting unusual signals beneath the ice, signs of a structure that couldn't be natural. 2 days after their arrival, the sensors picked up something 300 meters deep. "This is unprecedented," murmured Elena, the team's geologist. The tension began to grow when the probe revealed a strange surface, smooth and metallic. "It's a portal," said Michael, unable to tear his eyes away from the monitor. But this wasn't just any portal. It was something older and darker than they could imagine. The team dug until they reached the object. As they cleared the ice, a gigantic door made of an unknown material appeared before them, covered in intricate carvings that seemed to tell a story lost to time. However, the most unsettling thing was that the portal seemed to respond to their presence, emitting a faint blue light that pulsed in sync with the wind blowing around them. One night, as Harris reviewed the recordings, he noticed something that made him freeze. The carvings on the door depicted humanoid figures with elongated features and six-fingered hands. "This can't be," he said as he called Elena and Michael. This is extraterrestrial." That same night, the government intervened. Armed soldiers arrived at the camp, led by a colonel whose mission seemed to be much more than just protecting the expedition. "From now on, everything you find here is classified. You can't speak to anyone, not even among yourselves," he ordered, making it clear they were no longer in control of the situation. Despite the warnings, the team continued their research in secret. What they discovered in the following weeks challenged everything they believed about the history of humanity. The portal wasn't just a door. It was an access point to knowledge that humans were never meant to possess. Inside the portal's main chamber, they found a floating object that seemed to constantly change shape. Michael, who had studied advanced technology, suggested it was some sort of communication device, but with whom they were trying to communicate was a terrifying mystery. Suddenly, the room began projecting images before them. The history of Earth from its earliest days, ancient civilizations that had been guided by these beings, technological advancements incomprehensible to the team, and a rapidly approaching cataclysm. "They've been watching us from the beginning," Harris whispered. "They're here to influence us." Tension grew as the soldiers started behaving strangely, controlled by an invisible force emanating from the portal. The explorers, realizing the imminent danger, tried to close the portal, but the forces protecting it wouldn't allow them. "They want more than just power," Elena whispered, feeling a dark presence around them. "They need us for something far worse." One night, Elena discovered a classified file that changed everything. An ancient map indicated that the Nazis had already found this portal decades ago. "They tried to open it," she explained as she showed the map to Harris and Michael. "And what they found led them to attempt to create technologies that could change the course of the war. But they failed." However, the most terrifying thing wasn't just the portal itself, but the intention behind opening it. According to the documents, the beings controlling the portal weren't simply observers. They had been waiting for the right moment to claim what they considered theirs: Earth. The team faced an impossible choice. If they continued their research, they could unleash a cataclysm that would end humanity. But if they withdrew, the government would likely try to use the portal's technology for its own gain. "We're trapped," said Michael. "No matter what we do, this doesn't end well." The end came when the beings from the portal finally manifested. Pure energy, ethereal bodies with disproportionate heads, emerged from the other side, floating over the frozen ground. The soldiers tried to shoot them, but their bullets disintegrated in the air. "They don't want to fight," said Alina as she cautiously approached one of the figures. "They've come to give us a warning." The warning was clear. Humanity was on the brink of collapse, not because of its own mistakes, but because these entities had allowed it. They had been influencing civilizations for millennia, waiting for the moment when humanity would be ready for a radical change. But now, that moment had deviated, and the future was filled with uncertainty. With a final decision, Harris, Elena, and Michael decided to close the portal for good, knowing that they might be condemning the world to its own fate. The beings silently accepted the decision. The door closed with a deafening boom, and the room was empty once more. The team was escorted out of Antarctica by government forces and forbidden from speaking about what had happened. But as they flew home, they knew they hadn't won. The cataclysm was still approaching, and the forces controlling it hadn't left. "They're watching us," murmured Alina, looking out the helicopter window. "And they're not done with us."